What's up everybody and welcome to a brand new FIFA Friday here on TGI. I'm Matt and today we're going to be carrying on with our Aston Villa Manager Mode series here in FIFA 16. So the last time out was a pretty good video. We maintained our excellent form in the league. We have now reached the January transfer window, which means it's an opportunity to maybe bring in some more players. So we're going to have a quick look here and see what area we may need to address more than anything and then kind of take it from there. So here's a reminder of our first team. I'm happy with, there's no really a weak position there. Happy with the entire back four, the keeper, midfield. Our worst player statistically is Amavi. He's fine, and then Sane on the right, but pretty happy with him as well. Sane always plays well. Then we flick over to our effectively what our second 11 is, and again it's pretty well balanced. Bakuna, the lowest rated right back, but he's still pretty useful because he can play on that midfield as well. Vet, we could maybe look to get someone better, but we've got four midfielders. So what I'm kind of thinking is, because we only have enough money at the moment for one player, is maybe a slightly better kind of backup winger, and then maybe someone who can also play up top in the event that Iheanacho and Correa got injured, because we do only have two strikers where we have four in pretty much every other position. So we're going to have a look and see what we can get. We did have some players come back off loan. If you remember down here last time out, so we had Grealish come back, Hudson Murphy and Green. So they're not really going to fit into our team. Grealish has actually improved a little bit, which is nice. I don't think he's going to go much higher than that. So we can go into our transfers, look to sell players. And to be honest, I'll be happy to sell him if we can. He's only got 6 months left, so he's going to walk if we don't sell him. We're trying to sell him. Grealish, he's still showing good potential, so I might add him to for loan because he's not doing bad. Although we don't need him, and we get some decent money for him as well. You know, he's worth 3.5. Not getting anything for them, so we'll look to sell him, and with that, try to bring in someone else. Now, when I was looking, and in my ideal world, what I would really want to bring in is bring it down here is El Shaarawy. I think it'd be amazing because he's a really good winger. He's young, and he also has that ability to play up front as well. If you look, his finishing is in the 70s, so it's not bad. His long shot as well is also in the mid 70s. Got good penalties and curves, so he would be really good. But unfortunately, they're probably going to be looking for a bit too much money for him, and also, you know, I mean, yeah, it's just probably going to be a little bit out of our reach. We also looked at Bakali as well, who's really good as a winger, not quite so good to be the alternative on the front. So the only other option was, again, an Origi. It's really difficult to find a player who will do both the wing job and this. So let's make an inquiry. Let's see exactly, because it says 13 million. We're not going to get 13 million, but you know, if we can maybe, if they're saying 15, then maybe we could get another little bit of money from the board and then squeeze him with a deal for Jack Grealish or something. But we don't need to worry about that too much just now. We're going to focus on the FA Cup. Let's try and defend our title here to Bolton, going with our Cup team as always, see how they all play. And yeah, really hopeful that we can carry on all fronts. We're still in all the competitions at the moment, so let's see if we can continue this form in the FA Cup. And we safely negotiate our way through the round, boys. 1-0 victory over Bolton Wanderers. Could have been a lot more. A little bit of rust maybe, first game of the video of the week. But we had chances here. The first half is seeing here, well saved by Amos. And another one there from Iheanacho. Again, well saved by Amos. Pretty good reactions there. And that was kind of really much the kind of pattern of the first half. You see there, a shot inside. Again, maybe should have gone far post, but obviously Akure, not a natural finisher by any means. And it was just frustrating that we couldn't get this goal in the first half, and you know, Bolton were throwing the challenges in as you'd expect from a lower league opposition, being physical and not letting us get on the ball. Iheanacho was beginning to get frustrated, trying to win the ball high up the pitch, and he himself getting booked. Could have been a lot worse for the tackle from behind, but referee saw it as a striker's challenge and no more. But as the game wore on, we finally started creating some space for ourselves, and then through the middle for Vet by Iheanacho. And Vet running from deep showed the strikers how it was done with a cool finish past Amos. And that was 1-0. That was always going to be enough. Bolton never looked like challenging us. We had other chances to score there. Bazoa just putting the ball wide after a smart pass there from Pryatt who had come on. And then Iheanacho really should have wrapped it up put it past Amos, but couldn't quite beat the post. And back it came. And then another chance here through the middle for Iheanacho. This time he definitely should have scored, but couldn't get it out from underneath his feet and hit it straight at the keeper again. But as you can see, Bolton never got anywhere near our goal. Look at that. Shots 14 and 12 on target. That shows you that we were dominant, but we're going to have to learn to take those chances because we're not going to get that many chances in every game, that's for sure. But we move on. Are there any obvious casualties there that I can see? Nothing I can see. I saw Arsenal struggle to beat Birmingham, but other than that, nothing really to worry about. Alright, so similar up here. One thing actually I did say last time out, I want to change this now. Bazoa going up to a 79 overall now. I want to get Sane in there, because Sane doesn't seem to be progressing that well on the pitch. So maybe we'll take out Adama or something, especially if we're going to bring in El Shaarawy. See what they say. I was also thinking that El Shaarawy, though, he's more left winger. Maybe we should look for a right winger. So I don't know. I don't know if that's going to be a problem. Obviously, we need to find out. There's not that many great right wingers in this game, from what I remember. Let's send our scouts out anyway and see if they can come up with a decent right winger. Where are we going? Transfers, yeah. Global transfer network. We got these guys. England, Spain, Germany. Let's send him to... Oh no, don't want to fire him. Send to Italy. And let's ask them to find us a right winger. Who is... We don't want him to be too old. So, 27's fine. Attributes, we want him to be first team quality. Where's that? First team. I also kind of want him to be a good finisher as well. Because we ideally, like I said to you before, El Shaarawy is great because he can play on the wing. He is pacey, but he can also play up top if need be. So we also want him to be pacey. So there we go. Pretty specific, so they probably won't find that many guys out there. Might not even be anyone out there. But there we go. We'll see what they can come up with as we focus on our Premier League games here. So we've got a transfer offer for Areola. We're not going to accept that. First choice keeper. Although, pretty good offer, it must be said. But no, I think he's a pretty good keeper. He's only going to get better. Maybe when Dragowski gets a little bit older and a little bit better, then we can maybe look to move on because Dragowski's progressing really well. He's already up to 78 overall. But right now we can focus on this game here in the Premier League. Back to our first strength team or first team, whatever you want to call it. And how are we sitting in the league? We're 10 points clear with 18 to go. So looking pretty tasty right now. Shall we have a look and see? Actually, I was just wondering. I wonder if they've got any interest. Let's do a little fish before we go into this game. Let's go to the El Shaarawy. Go to the transfer offer. Let's do a loan to buy. We'll give him a 20 because I need to fix my wages. Bloody hell, he's on huge wages. The reason I'm saying is because if we go much further in the Champions League, obviously it's a big if. But if we go further in the Champions League, we'll easily have that money. And this is the problem. You always have this money at the end of the season, and then you can never spend it. So I guess it's a short loan for the rest of the season. There we go. The board won't allow me to offer such a high future fee. Wankers. Alright, how about 18 then? There you go, they let me offer 18. There's obviously a cap of what they let you offer out. Maybe it's a multiple of what you got left. I don't know. I don't know why the board won't let me spend 20 million. Premier League winner. Champions League. In the Champions League. That's 20 million is not that much in this day and age. Come on. But anyway, let's get into this game against Palace and see how we get on. And once again, another win in the bank. Sometimes it's just a little bit too easy. It was all about the fast start here from Correa. Getting inside the Palace area inside the first 5 minutes and getting himself a really tiny finish past the keeper. And then just a couple of minutes later, Pryatt got on the ball and it was a beautiful through pass into Collier. And once again, Collier scoring past Hennessy, this time with his left foot, so right foot, left foot. And inside 15 minutes, all the damage had already been done. We looked like we were going to run riot in that half. Jesse only being halted from being through on goal with that challenge. Yellow card, probably lucky to get away with it, to be honest, because like I said, he was through on goal. Palace did have themselves a chance though, coming back here, and what a save! What a save that is by Arriola. Point blank range, full stretch, really, really good save. He doesn't get brought into action that much, but when he needs to, he does. I don't know what he was quite doing there. That ball was very close and he was just backing away, but that was it. We had other chances, but to be fair to Palace, they came back well. They defended well. We looked like we were going to be through on goal, and then they would stop us at the last minute. So they didn't give up, which was fair enough. There you go, Chelsea down the bottom, dropping a point once again against West Ham. Arsenal losing. Oh, it was to City, I suppose. So more points being dropped in the pursuit of the trophy here. So we are now 12 points clear. It's just teams need to be better. I don't think we're playing. What's our record? What's our record? But like, more specifically, what's Chelsea's record? Yeah, okay, we're 17-4-0, but Chelsea 13-4-4. I suppose it's not huge, but this should be better. Like Spurs, no one else other than us and Chelsea have won more games than they haven't won. You know, we're the only two teams to have won at least half our games, and you'd expect better than that from Premier League teams, really. Especially teams at the top of the table. Like, look at City. 32 points from 21 games. Arsenal 34 points from 21 games. Like to have Newcastle up in 4th place is bizarre. You know, and Spurs are only up there because they've refused to lose. They've drawn all their games. But I don't know. Hopefully that's something that can be sorted in the future FIFAs, because I just feel like you don't get teams that do well like they sometimes do in league. Okay, like this season may be a good example that everyone was beating everyone, but you know, normally you have a team that's playing really well. So let's have a look. What we got here? So they don't want to loan El Shaarawy out. So that probably destroys any chances we've got of signing him. Someone's coming in for Dragowski. Welcome to him. Look at 78 overall as a 19-year-old. We are not. It's definitely not selling him to a rival club as well. I assume Burnley's back in the Premier League now. Okay, so we need to maybe consider a right winger. We'll see what our scouts come up with. At the moment, they've only found one that meets all the specs that I was saying. He's probably going to be like I said, first team quality, but this is too good first team. Like this is going to be mid 80s. He's going to be way too much. Everything's in the 80s there. I don't know. We'll see what happens when he's finished scouting. How many days are left on that scout report? Oh, he's not being scouted further. Okay, scout him then. We'll see. I think that's probably going to be a bit too much because we're looking for players. Maybe I need to take out the spec for their first team quality. So we need to do that. Let's edit that, because I think when they see first team quality, they're thinking like in the 80s, or at least there must be a formula for it. But it's probably at least 78 or something, which is. I'd be willing to take a mid-70s person if they're going to progress. So what we can do now in terms of office, and we'll request funds. So let's see if we can get some more money in. We're going to win the league. We're going to reach the semis, and we're going to reach the final in Europe. I have faith. If they give us 20 million, we will do it all. Let's see what they say to that anyway. But now we've got a big game. Big game against United. Although they're nowhere to be seen in the top 7. They're obviously struggling as well. But let's get into this here. Everyone here is okay. No one's... some players are a bit tired. We'll start it. It's a big game against United. I want to start them. If they have to come off, they have to come off. But hopefully we can get ourselves another win. Although it's kind of coming to the stage now where we don't actually need to be winning. But... it's always nice to win anyway. So let's go and do this against United. It was a tough game, boys, but we've come out victorious over Man United. We had some good of the early going. Sarabia there turning the defender inside out and only Valdez denying him. Obviously favouring a bit more fortune in FIFA than he did in real life. And again, you can see United were absolutely stacking the box. Look at that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players all in their area. But we still got the shot away. But again, Valdez got down well to save. It wasn't just the Takano who did have some defending, and this ball fell to Valencia, and he really should have been hitting the target there. And thankfully for us, he put it wide. And then there was another glorious chance. Neves saved, but luckily the rebound fell kindly to him. And on the hour mark, he gave us the lead against United, 1-0. And then Richards with a fantastic challenge there on Ashley Young. And you don't see the pass, but we played the counter-attack beautifully with Sinclair bursting forward on the right-hand side. And with all the time in the world, it was easy to slot it past Valdez. 2-0. And then that was it. Although United did have another chance, but for a great save there by Areola, tipping it over the bar. Smalling, probably right place, wrong person. And then an even better save by Areola again. This time blasted from no more than 12 yards out. A couple of really good saves from him there to maintain another clean sheet. So we go marching on. 3 more points, that much closer to the league title. I'm feeling pretty confident we're going to get there again. Look at that, Chelsea dropping points again. This time against Leicester. So now we're 14 points. And where Leicester? I mean, I know obviously, you know, real world, Leicester did do very well. But look at that, Leicester all the way down there. United down in 11th. Got to love seeing that. Apart from if you're obviously a United fan. So who's struggling at the moment? So West Ham are in there. So basically Chelsea have dropped points against 18th and 14th in their last 2 games. Which tells you everything you need to know about kind of just how FIFA works this year. Only 3 games won by West Ham. They're in trouble. Their draws are keeping them alive. They're not that far behind. But Sheffield Wednesday, Hull City, they're pretty much gone, aren't they? 9 points clear, or 9 points from safety, and 12 points from safety in Sheffield Wednesday's case. So there we go. Let's just have a quick look, see where we are, who we've got in the Cup. Not up to the round 16 yet, so that's fine. Capital One Cup, So we said last time out that City were the only tough team left in the draw, and that's who we've got. So we've got 2 legs against them. If we can get past them, then obviously we'll be sitting pretty. And I think from memory, we have Dortmund in the Champions Cup. Yeah, we do have Dortmund. So there we go anyway. We've got some emails coming in. What we've got here, additional fun request. However, willing to offer you 13 minutes. So that'll give me 13.25 basically. So should we accept that? We'll accept that. I don't know what that means. Does that mean we now have to... We've received offers for a few players. So Dragowski, no. Poyet, no. Grealish, yes, but not for that. Come on. Be realistic, guys. Give me what he's worth, and you can have him. Maybe discuss wages. Yeah, we can discuss wages later on. So do we accept that money? I didn't really see if... So we did accept the money. So we could now potentially try and sign El Shaarawy. But I was also thinking that... How old is Richards? That was something else that I was considering. How old is Richards? Do we need a new centre-back just yet? He's 28. We can look for one in the summer. Maybe. He's still pretty young. That's fine. So one thing I want to do very quickly while I think about it in this player development is we'll load all the ones from before. Iheanacho, Dragowski, Adama, Poyet. Who's on there? Now I want to add is Sane. There he is. He's so close to being overall. So what do we want him to get a little bit better at? Let's have a look. What's his shooting like? Not too bad. Set pieces. Yeah, he's never going to be good at that. What about dribbling? He's already pretty decent at dribbling. Passing. His vision. We could increase that. Maybe increase his vision a little bit more and his short passing. Shooting. Let's have a look. Long shot, shot power, volleys. We could do that one. Yeah, we'll do chance creation just to improve his shooting a little bit more. I do like my wingers to be good shooters of the ball, but actually His vision's really low. That does worry me that his... where are we? His vision's only in the mid-70s. I think it should be a little bit higher. So we'll do this for now, and then we can work on his shooting afterwards. So Payet, Adama, Dragowski, Iheanacho. I think I'm happy with all of that. Simulate all those guys up. So Sane getting close to 79 overall at least. Hopefully we can get him up there. Alright, move on a couple of days, see what happens with that offer for Grealish. They haven't come back yet by the looks of things. People really want Dragowski. They really obviously see him as a good keeper for the future. Well, so do I. He is my future keeper, that's for sure. But, you know, Areola has been playing so well. It's hard to not. Oh, prize money. Got some prize money. That's only going to be FA Cup probably, isn't it? I would imagine. Yeah, 67 grand. Brilliant. Transfer offer. No, we're not. You think we're going to sell Koya? You've got to be joking me. 26.5 million? Nah. He is on fire. Nothing short of 40 for him. Okay, so let's just have a quick look and see what we've got coming in. We've got some good options possibly for Vargas. Baich. What's his... I want someone who's got decent finishing potentially. He doesn't have much technical skills. He's all physical. He has like no good technical skills, so no. No. I don't want someone that's just athletic. I want someone that can actually pass the ball a little bit as well. And none of these guys have any sort of decent passing ability. So no, leave all those. Thank you very much. I think we're going to try and go with El Shaarawy. I'm going to try and get him in. Let's offer them a deal right now, and then we'll go into our next game and see what they say. I know El Shaarawy is traditionally a left winger, but we can play him with Sane and then have Jesse and Sinclair as our backups. Let's approach to buy him. I'm gonna offer 15, and you know what? You can have Jack Grealish as well if you want. No, we'll do just 15 starters. Let's see what they say. There we go. So we'll see what comes in on that one. But right now we've got to turn our attentions to a game here against Hull by the looks of it. Transfer offer. They've decided to match it, so that's good. They're going to... Why do people really think that we're going to sell it now? I'm just going to reject all offers because Correa is our man. There is no way we're selling him. He is just too good. Okay, so here we go. There's a couple more players coming in here on the right wings. And this is now what I'm talking about. Berardi, you know, his finishing's not the best, but he's got good technical skills. He's a good, well-rounded player. A lot of green on the board. Let's ask them to scout him. That's the kind of player I could definitely get behind. Penalties are good, ball control good. Everything's really good. He's probably going to be way too expensive. In fact, we can ask. We can ask how much, just so we know, like ballpark roughly what they're going to be asking for. He's got good long shots. Yeah, that's the kind of player I'm looking at. Someone that can play up top and can play on the wings. So he might even go ahead of El Shaarawy, depending on how much they want for him. But let's simulate here, and we can get up to this game. Yeah, see, look at that. They want 28 million for Berardi. That's how good he is. He's even better than El Shaarawy. I wonder what would happen if we wanted to take him on loan. If we offered 20 million in the future. They probably won't let it, but we'll send it in anyway and see what they say. Now we can focus on our game here against Hull City. Really is a game we should be winning quite comfortably. You know what? I'm going to run out with these guys because I saw we've got our Capital One Cup semi-final coming up. So go with a slightly weaker team in the league where we should be beating Hull anyway. Like I said, they're right at the bottom. So let's go and do this. Let's get ourselves another win and put ourselves in a good position. Loads of confidence heading into that Capital One Cup semi-final. And if you want to talk about a way to build confidence before a crucial Capital One Cup semi-final, then my God, what a way to do this. It was an absolutely thumping victory at the KC Stadium today. 6-0. against Hull, and they never really even looked like they were going to be in this game. From the very start, we had our chances. Here, Iheanacho cutting back to Sarabia. He opened the scoring halfway through the first half for 1-0. And at that stage, it looked like their heads dropped a little bit. Adama from the throw-in collected the ball and did an absolutely mazy run in between about 3 or 4 defenders before finishing off, beating the keeper at his near post. And the heads of Hull City players were already dropping. If that wasn't enough, there was then a great off effort by Iheanacho, and keeper spreading himself really well to deny Sarabia. Obviously the keeper wasn't giving up. He didn't want it to be a rout against him. But then from the resulting corner, he punched it clear. But then from all of 25 yards, Masuaka thought, why not? I'll have a go. The keeper's come out, and indeed, it found its way through the body of players. What a way to open his account for Aston Villa with a 25-yard strike. Sarabia going very close. Touch for the keeper, and it fell just behind Iheanacho to deny him that. And Adama was through. Could he make it 4? Great save by the keeper. But he was there for the rebound, and 4-0 in the second half. By this time, the crowd were really showing their discontent with it, and Pryor, who was on, made himself some room on the edge of the area before blasting it past the keeper for 5. And yeah, really, the crowd were not happy at this stage. Pryor almost adding a 6th. Great effort on the volley from the edge of the area. Great technique to keep it down. But he was just wide. And then he turned provider for Riederwald, who had come on in the centre of the park just to hold it down. But he got himself forward. He got himself a goal. Pretty decent finish by him as well, for who's supposed to be a centre-back. And that was it. It was 6-0 was the result. Beautiful. We just took all our chances. We were just clinical for the most part. Yes, their keeper made a couple of decent saves, but other than that, we looked really good. And that puts us in a perfect position. The whole squad now will be feeling confident ahead of that semi-final. So Milan have said no to the El Shaarawy deal. We've had an offer for Areola. We're not going to accept that because he's made some pretty good saves this week in when he's needed to. So they're saying it's unacceptable for El Shaarawy. We'll see if we can. Well, see what they say on 18. Not necessarily going to allow that, but the Berardi one, there's no way we're going to be able to sign him, unfortunately. So we'll stop simulation. We'll sim up to it here. We've had a transfer offer for. I thought I said. Yeah, I thought we're going to reject all offers for that because Dragowski, people are interested, but not this year. Definitely not. You saw there that the deal has gone through to sell Jack Grealish, so that's good. So we'll just simulate up here. I don't think we're going to play this game now. We're just going to leave it here. We've been going on for a decent length of time now. There you go. Sane, what we wanted. He's got up to 79 now. Need to move him on to 80. Keep him up. Get him up there with Pryor in the 80s. So yeah, I think that's pretty much where we're going to leave it. I would really like your guys' input on who we should be looking to bring in. I think Berardi is going to be a bit too much, but El Shaarawy we could possibly bring in. If there's anyone else out there that you guys want to suggest, and please feel free to do so. I am definitely open to offers on this, but we'll leave it there for now. Like I said, big final coming up in the next video, or semi-final coming up in the next video, and obviously we'll then get through to transfer deadline day and see if we can bring in that extra player. If you even think that's the right move to go, should I be maybe focusing on an extra defender or an extra midfielder? Obviously let me know what you think and I will consider any player, but obviously we are running out of time to make this deal go through. So thank you very much for watching this week, everyone. We'll be back again next Friday with a brand new FIFA video. Thanks for watching. I will see you all next time.